Have you ever heard of a ruler so powerful that even emperors trembled at his name? Yet so humble, he wished he was nothing more than a piece of straw. This isn't fiction. This was Umar ibn Al-Khattab, one of the greatest leaders the world has ever known. A man whose sense of justice, humility, and fear of Allah shook the earth and softened hearts. Imagine a leader walking through the night with a sack of food on his back, not for show, but to feed a hungry mother and her children, then cooking it with his own hands and watching them laugh just to erase the memory of their tears. This is the legacy of Umar. This is what real leadership, real accountability, and real taqwa look like. If stories like these move you, if they inspire you, then don't just scroll by. Like this video, drop a comment below, and subscribe to the channel. Because here, we uncover the lives of those who truly lived for Allah and left a legacy written not just in books, but in the hearts of the believers. Now, let's dive into the powerful story of Umar ibn Al-Khattab, the man who ruled with justice, but cried in the night out of fear of his Lord. Umar would often hold a straw in his hand and say, "I wish I were a straw like this." Sometimes he would say, "I wish my mother had not given birth to me." Once he was busy with some important work when a person came to him complaining about some petty grievance and requested for its redress. Umar lashed him across his shoulders, saying, "When I sit for that purpose, you do not come to me, but when I am engaged in other important work, you come with your grievances to interrupt me." The person walked away, but Umar sent for him and, handing his whip over to him, said, "You lash me now to even the matter." The person said, "I forgive you for the sake of Allah." Umar went home, prayed a salah of 2 rakats in repentance, and reprimanded himself, saying, "O Umar, you were low, but Allah elevated you. You were wandering astray, but Allah guided you. You were an ordinary person, but Allah ennobled you and gave you rule over the people. Now one of them comes and asks you for redress of the wrong done to him, and you beat him. What answer have you to give before Allah?" He kept on scolding himself thus for a very long time. Subhanallah, can you imagine a leader today handing over his whip and begging to be punished for a mistake? If this reminds you of what true leadership and humility look like, go ahead and like this video. It helps more people discover these forgotten gems of our history.
Once, when Umar with his slave Aslam was going towards Hara, a suburb of Medina, on his usual rounds, he saw a distant fire in the desert. He said, "There seems to be a camp. Perhaps it is a caravan that could not enter the town due to nightfall. Let's go and look after them and arrange for their protection during the night." When he reached there, he found a woman and some children. The children were crying. The woman had a pan of water over the fire. Umar greeted her with salam and with her permission went near her. Umar asked, "Why are these children crying?" The woman replied, "Because they are hungry." Umar again asked, "What is in the pan?" The woman replied, "Only water to soothe the children, so that they may go to sleep in the belief that food is being prepared for them. Ah, on the day of Qiyamah, Allah will judge between Umar and me for neglecting me in my distress." Umar, weeping, said, "May Allah have mercy on you. How can Umar know of your distress?" The woman replied, "When he is our Amir, he must keep himself informed about us." Umar returned to the town and immediately went to Beit al-Mal to fill a sack with flour, dates, fat, and clothes, and also drew some money. When the sack was ready, he said to Aslam, "Now put this sack on my back, Aslam." Aslam protested, "No, please, Amir-ul-Mu'mineen, I shall carry this sack."
Umar refused to listen to Aslam, even on his persistent requests to allow him to carry the sack, and remarked, "What? Will you carry my load on the day of Qiyamah? I must carry this bag, for it is I who would be questioned in the hereafter about this woman." Aslam most reluctantly placed the bag on Umar's back, and he carried it with a swift pace right to the woman's tent. Aslam followed at his heels. He put a little flour and some dates and fat in the pan and began to stir. He blew with his mouth into the fire to kindle it. What kind of leader says, "Will you carry my burden on the day of judgment?" This wasn't just a speech. This was Umar living what he preached. If this part made you pause and reflect, hit the subscribe button so you never miss stories like this. Aslam says, "I saw the smoke passing through his thick beard. After some time, the food was ready. He himself served it to the family. After they had eaten to their fill, he made over to them the little that was left for their next meal. The children were very happy after their meal and began to play about merrily. The woman felt very grateful and remarked, "May Allah reward you for your kindness. In fact, you deserve to take the place of Khalifa instead of Umar." Umar consoled her and said, "When you come to see the Khalifa, you will find me there." He sat, a ruler of an empire, bent over a fire, stirring food for hungry children. Not for PR, not for praise, but for the sake of Allah alone. That's powerful. If this story has touched your heart, drop a like right now. And don't forget to subscribe. We're only just scratching the surface of Umar's legacy. It is said that Umar used to recite Surah Kaf, Surah Taha, and other such surahs when leading Fajr Salah, and would weep so much that his crying could be heard way back to several rows. Once he was reciting Surah Yusuf in Fajr when he came to the verse, "Innama ashku basi wa huzni ilallah." I only complain of my distress and anguish unto Allah. Quran chapter 12 verse 86. He wept so much that he could not recite any further. In Tahajjud Salah, he would sometimes fall to the ground and would get indisposed with excessive weeping. Such was the fear of Allah in Umar, whose name struck terror in the hearts of the mightiest kings of his time. Even today, the people are filled with awe when they read about him. Is there any person in power today who is prepared to show such kindness to the people in his charge? If you found this story inspiring, don't forget to like the video, drop a comment, and subscribe to the channel. There are many more stories of the Sahabah that not only inspire but reshape how we see leadership, faith, and service.